Hello, I'm Glenn W. Hunter, and this is Dr. James George of Excel Physical Therapy and Wellness in Redlands, California. Today's topic is homeopathy and diabetes. Dr. George, you were emphatic about us discussing diabetes, and I think that's an important topic. But what is diabetes?
Hello, Mr. Glenn Hunter. Good morning. How are you? Good. Thank you for the question. Diabetes is an epidemic. There are more and more people diagnosed with diabetes in the USA and all over the world. And diabetes is as simple as this, high blood sugar, high glucose in the blood, and whatever the food we eat, it converts into glucose and it is not processed well by our cells. The glucose has to enter the cells and the cells need to use that glucose to produce energy. And that is not happening. That is what is basically diabetes is. And there are types of diabetes, type 1, type 2, and the recent research says there is type 3. So type 1 we know is autoimmune disorder. Typically you see in younger aged kids and teenagers because the body's immune system attacks the pancreas and causes the pancreas not to produce enough insulin. Type 2 diabetes is typically you'll see in the middle age people with 30, 35, 40 plus years old. What happens is the pancreas produces enough insulin, but the body is not able to use that insulin and use the glucose which they eat in the food to produce energy. Type 3 is they found that there is a diabetes which is of your brain. Basically, people have the brain is not able to use the glucose. The food you eat, the glucose which you produce from your food you eat, the brain is not able to use it, and that is causing memory issues, and degeneration of the brain tissue because of a lot of glucose in the brain tissue. And that is this is a serious problem. Yes, that's why we want to discuss it.
I see. I think another thing that comes into play is, that now there's a lot of emphasis on the disease. So why do we have more people with diabetes now as opposed to many decades ago?
Well, one thing is, medical field, we have good screening procedures. People are going to go and get checked up, and we have more being diagnosed. The second thing is there is, compared to many decades ago, the nutrition in the food we eat has gone down very, very much, and there's a lot of chemicals like pesticides and, insecticides and all other things which they have found research in the land, in the sand, and it's also found in many of the food material. That's why the push is to go for natural and organic food as much as possible. So yes, this is just a little bit of a reason. There are many other reasons, like people not exercising well enough, people not having, not drinking enough water, clean water, and people having a lot of stress in their lives because of this fast-paced life and not sleeping enough. So not enough stress management, not sleeping enough, and not taking proper nutrition. And that, yes, these are the reasons, the main reasons people ending up in having diabetes.
Dr. George, I have a confession. Personally, I have some unresolved donut issues. Does that mean I will ultimately become a diabetic?
Well, that is a misconception. Just because you eat something, a food has sugar in it, you're going to end up in diabetes. What is important is, each and every food we eat, it has glucose in it. Yes, donut has a little higher sugar. What is important is whether your the pancreas is secreting enough insulin, and your body cells are able to open up to get insulin into the cell and the glucose into the cell, and to produce energy in the mitochondria. All right, we call it the term ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which actually is energy. So when if your body's organs are functioning well, it's not only the pancreas, it's your liver, your adrenals. There are all these organs and the thyroid. They all work together to be able to absorb the glucose in the food you eat.
Hmm.
That is what it is. So just because somebody eats donuts and even every day, if you eat a lot of food, sugary food, that can put a stress on your body. So once in a while, like a couple of days a week, I don't find anything wrong in it. It's like we have to enjoy life. Food is there to enjoy life. But what is important is we will discuss and then what to do so that you can enjoy food. Saying that, oh, don't eat all these foods. What is important is eating healthy organic food is more important as much as possible. And once in a while, having some food with sugar is nothing wrong on it.
That's good news. Thank you. You know, kind of another thing that I wanted to bring out is that it's an old saying: an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. How does homeopathic approaches apply to the prevention of diabetes?
So we need to understand people who are having health issues. They develop health issues as anybody who's born in the world. They are born with certain genes, right? Some of genes from their ancestors, their parents or grandparents, genes for diabetes, genes for heart disease, genes for high blood pressure, and so on. We have the science now to keep these genes switched off by eating good, nutritious food, by exercising, stress management, sleep, taking certain herbs. There are a lot there, and it's a matter of eating organic foods and herbs, and also exercising. So all of these can help one to actually prevent somebody from developing diabetes and maintaining a healthy body weight, avoiding obesity. And the people think that if you eat healthy fat, if you and protein, people put on weight. Actually, we know that right now in the current research is too much of carbohydrates, and especially simple carbohydrates are the reason for people to putting to have ending up in obesity. And obesity, we know, is one of the reasons for people developing diabetes because there's more fat tissue in the body and less muscle tissue. The more muscle tissue you have, the glucose is converted into glycogen by the muscle, and you produce more energy. Basically, that way you can avoid diabetes. So it's about so there are many factors which to avoid, and also homeopathy. There are a lot of remedies in homeopathy which can actuate your body's immune system to not attack. So many times autoimmune problems are the reason people's own body's immune system attack the organs in our body, result and attacking the pancreas. Our own WBCs attacking the pancreas can cause type 1 diabetes. I already discussed that. So the same happens with all the organs in our body. So homeopathy is an immune modulator. We know that, and functional medicine also with good supplements, nutrition, and herbs, we can prevent from getting diabetes. Yes.
Good news. Good news. So fundamentally, if someone has diabetes, what can you do, Dr. George, to help them?
Well, the main thing is currently, people are being prescribed either insulin or PPAR gamma activator drugs. But it is helpful for somebody, yes, to a certain extent. But if somebody wants to reverse it and want to do reverse diabetes, we can help with homeopathy and functional medicine. But and there's a lot of work to do. People who is motivated, they can do it. Main thing is exercise, trying to control their body weight, losing weight if they are obese or overweight, and sleep, getting at least 7 hours of sleep, and stress management, eating healthy, nutritious, organic food, um, and yeah, taking there are a lot of supplements which can help with actually controlling and helping with reversing diabetes, and herbs. There are a lot of herbs which are available as well, which one of the herb is Gymnema sylvestre, which is known to help control diabetes and control blood sugar naturally. So there are many others like that. So it's a matter of motivation from the patient, and working with the person who's knowledgeable in homeopathy and functional medicine, and the supplements. We can help naturally control blood sugar, and to a certain point reverse it. Well, all about healing the person, and helping the person to take responsibility for their own health. And you can make a change. Each and every one of us can make a change in our health.
That is definitely reassuring. Fortunately, you're doing an amazing work in the Inland Empire down here in Southern California. But specifically, how can people reach you?
Yeah, you can visit our website, excelrehabandwellness.com, or call us at 909-792-5050. You can also Google us at Excel Physical Therapy and Wellness in Redlands, California. We'll be happy to help you.
Again, thank you very much, Dr. George. The work you're doing at Excel Physical Therapy and Wellness, again, is exemplary. You're making an impact on the health of our community, especially at a time like this. And I personally want to take the moment to say thank you again. Again, Dr. James George, and just sharing some thoughts with regards to healthy living and diabetes. Thank you, Dr. George.
Thank you, Mr. Glenn Hunter.